As fears continue to rise over a Russian invading Ukraine, for some people in the Treasure Valley, though, those fears are personal.
Our Tristan Lewis joins us with a Nampa man story who still has ties back to Ukraine. Tristan.
Yeah, Brian and Morgan, Alex Zayslyy moved to the United States with his family more than 20 years ago, but he still has family all over the Ukraine. For him, he's heard about conflict with the Russian government in Ukraine that dates back years and years ago.
I lived there till I was about 7.5. Yep, and then we moved out to the United States in the late 90s.
Alex Zayslyy and his wife are both from Ukraine and still have family over there.
My wife, her family, they all lived on the east side of Ukraine, right outside of Donetsk, where, you know, all this is going on. So over the last couple of years, their home where they lived has now been under, I guess, occupation of the separatist region, which now Russia is kind of, you know, moving their troops into.
For Zayslyy, it isn't all too surprising to hear about what's been going on between the countries.
There's been a lot of tensions going on there for many, many years, and this is just another part of that boiling up to the top.
Conflict between Ukraine and Russia can be traced back decades, but the recent armed tensions began in 2014, according to University of Idaho Associate Professor Florian Justwan.
We had something called the Euromaidan Revolution, in which the Ukrainian people got rid of a pro-Russian government in favor of a pro-European government.
It was followed by Russia annexing Crimea and encouraging conflict in the eastern part of Ukraine.
But what's happening right now is perhaps the beginning of a larger conflict in which Russia is not only encouraging military conflict in some parts of the country, but a lot of observers are worried that we are on the eve of a large-scale military invasion of Ukraine.
Zayslyy says his and his wife's family in Ukraine haven't expressed much concern over their safety at the moment.
They don't want to see this go to be, you know, a high escalated war or something like that. Nobody wants to see that.
He would like to see Ukraine and its citizens' interests get taken into account.
Hey, we are our own nation. We want to decide our own fate. We want to decide our own future. And if that means, hey, we want to go closer, work closer with Europe, work closer with NATO, that's what we want to do.
And Zayslyy says Russians and Ukrainians are very close, especially those he's met in the United States. He says many of his Russian friends and acquaintances in the Treasure Valley would also like the conflict not to escalate any further, too. Brian and Morgan.
It'd be interesting to see what his family has to say, well, tomorrow now, waking up to what is happening over there right now.
Right. Really good to get that personal tie. Tristan Lewis, thank you.